Hey, I'm Sean Oz, and this is my channel. Today I'm going to review the Blade Chroma by Horizon Hobbies. I've had it a few months now, and I've had a lot of time with it, so I can give you an honest review of what I think and how it stacks up. Prior to owning the Chroma, I had a Blade 350 QX3. So this is the Chroma, the Blade Chroma by Horizon. It's a really sturdy build. The battery is proprietary, and it goes in the back really easily. Makes it a snap compared to what the Blade 350 QX was. You just push it till you hear it click, and you know it's locked in. They say you should get 30 minutes out of this, but on a regular flight I get about 22 minutes, and then I need to start worrying about bringing it in. The on and off switch is easy to get to. It's directly on top. The antenna mast is bigger. The earlier ones had a smaller antenna mast. This one, they had a bunch of flyaways, I guess, and they've built a bigger one, which sounds, for the most part, like it's helped the flyaways. Luckily, I've never had one at this point. Hopefully, I never will. Knock on plastic. It's a really durable plastic. I've had a couple of rough landings here, and no damage, no cracks. Everything stays together nicely. The motors are really large compared to pretty much everything else that's out there right now. They're a much thicker motor, so I don't know if they're more powerful. I'm not sure what the specs on the motor actually are. The props are self-tightening. I'm actually putting up another video to show a little more detail with the whole self-tightening props. People get that wrong all the time, and they assume that they can just barely put them on, and that's just not so. You don't want to just put it on and go like that. That's an accident waiting to happen. You really want to take it from that point and use your fingers and give it a true finger tightening. You don't want to hand tighten it and really crank it down, but you do want to tighten it. As you can see how much more tight I was able to get it. Again, I can't stress enough about these self-tightening props. Don't just put them on like this and expect it to be good enough. Let me tell you from experience, that right there, that's an accident waiting to happen. When they start up, yeah, they'll tighten a little more, they'll lock a little bit like this. But if you're flying around and you're doing some fast moves and you click return to home and it's got to switch directions, these motors stop at such a speed that it kicks these off. And it doesn't take but like a second and the thing's off. I had it happen to me. The thing in an instant flew off and it just dropped out of the sky. So again, it's until it's there, and then hold the motor and just tighten it. I mean, that's about a full turn. That's all it takes. You don't want to strip your screw out, but you do want it tight on that O-ring. I can't stress that enough. If you look closely, you can see our O-ring on the motor. Always make sure that's there before you put your props on. That's part of what makes them lock on and not come off when you're using your Chroma. Horizon's customer support, although it takes a while to get to them on phone, usually when I call, they give you a message saying there's over an hour wait time, and then you have to do a callback number or sit on hold. I always do the callback number. They always call me back the same day. It's usually 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, and they call me back. But they do call me back within the time frame they say they're going to. When mine fell out of the sky, the prop fell off. The camera got busted. They had me send the camera in, and they did a fix on that. They apologized. A lot of the videos out there are really misleading on how to do your props when you first get these. Again, I cannot stress enough. Put them on tightly. Don't expect the motors to do the job for you. Although there's pretty long wait times dealing with Horizon to get your bird back and forth to your hands, their customer service is great. Owen is who I talk to most of the time, and he had every answer for every question I had, and he took care of me, and I got to give him props for that. This entire bird is really easy to get up and running right out of the box. Your gimbal and your camera, it's pretty solid. This is a 1080p version. It's got a gimbal lock. You just slide it off, and that frees up your camera. Okay, I went ahead and powered it up just to show you the gimbal. when it's on, this thing is really steady. It's a 1080p camera, and it really does a decent job for the price. As you can see, when you turn it, I mean, that thing's staying locked in there. So the LED lights, as you can see, are incredibly bright. I almost think they're too bright because at dusk and at night, you'll get like a little light. See the purple haze? You'll get that bouncing back on the bottom lip of the camera, which causes some distortion and light interference in your videos. The compass calibration on this isn't as hard as some people think it is. You set it on with the remote. Front two lights will blink yellow. You face it north, and you just rotate it around those lights like so. This light will blink, and you turn it and do the same process, and so forth until you've gone through all the blinking lights. And then it gives you a chime to say, hey, you did a great job, yay. Something I really like about this is the landing gear. And I like the landing gear on this more than I like the landing gear on, say, the Phantoms. And I haven't messed with an Autel X-Star yet, but they look similar to the Phantom, so I don't know if they're as wide as this. But the stance on this is incredibly wide, and it's really solid when you land with this thing. And the cool thing is, if you do have an issue, you can buy more landing gear, and it comes off really easy. And this is a fun thing you can do with this, is you can actually take your camera off too. And you can fly it like this, which is a blast. You can take it out of GPS mode and you can just fly it just like it's a little nano or something. You can fly it like this in GPS mode also if you want. And you can actually take off and land like this in grass if you want, or something soft. Won't hurt a thing unless you mess up. And they're just as easy to put back on. Just slide in and you can click them in. Hopefully you can hear that click. And the camera also just slides right back on. It's got one wire right there. And then just put the wire into its place right there. It's that easy. If you enjoy actually flying, this is a great choice for you. It doesn't have that many autonomous flight modes. It has a track me and follow me. There are no waypoints. The most of the fun and enjoyment that I find with this is actually flying it myself. Typically in line of sight, because about 1,200 feet, it's like a dot. You can't really go much further than 1,200 feet without having to rely on the Wi-Fi and the monitor. I'd recommend doing line of sight with this. There is a lag or a delay in the video feed, which I have another video I'm working on to show that. Maybe I can install a clip in this and just show you. That latency is enough that I would not recommend flying it off the screen, FPV. I would definitely want to stay in line of sight, and give or take 1,000, 1,200 feet. After that, it's pretty much dot. I have mine set so it can go up to 1,500, and at 1,200 I've always stopped and made it come back. It's just too far to see it, for me at least. If you're interested in tracking mode and follow me mode, there's more information on the web on that. I've actually got a video posted up of the tracking mode, which is a great feature if you want yourself in the footage. It's not every day you get to be in the footage because you're normally flying it, so this is sort of a nice feature. It follows the remote around and keeps the camera pointed on it. So go through my videos and subscribe and dig around, and you'll find it's entitled like Chroma Tracking Mode. This is a great bird on a budget. Right now it's on sale. I think you can get the 4K version for $6.99. They don't sell the 1080 version anymore. The 1080 version's been discontinued, which leads me to believe they're getting ready to come out with the new one, but something's coming real soon. This is a feature that I haven't seen the other ones doing it, which I really love. This. There is an adapter you can buy, which you can slide onto the battery, plug into your regular charger, and you can speed charge it. That's a pretty cool feature. I haven't heard if Autel or DJI includes or has an aftermarket thing you can buy to charge their batteries on your pre-existing chargers. This is the charger that comes with it. It's simple, and if you haven't been into the RC hobby and you don't have a big fancy charger, it does everything you're gonna need. So it's got a turtle mode and a rabbit mode is what they call it. Rabbit mode's obviously fast, turtle mode is slow. Taking off, I always take off in rabbit mode, and I always land in turtle mode. Now this is pretty cool. This is something you can buy separately. This is called the Steadicam. It lets you hook up your camera on your gimbal. You just slide it in just like you do on your bird. Then you hook your phone up. You download the CGO2 app, and that's it. But this is great. You can get steady footage on the ground. I think I have a clip I can add right here, and it's just another nice extra. I don't think DJI or Autel offers this yet, although Autel might in the future because their camera comes off. So that's another quad that I'm looking into getting and checking out soon. And if so, I'll do an unboxing and a review here as well. Okay, now let me go over the controller. This is the ST10 Plus. Now before I show you the close-ups, let me show you something that does sort of bother me about this. It's really the only main complaint that I have. Everything else about this, it's really cool having the screen attached. It's bigger than my iPhone, so I mean I have an older iPhone. As you can see, it's bigger, so it's great. Saves me from having to go out and buy a tablet. But the issue I have is I like to use a lanyard when I'm flying, and I don't with this one because, as you can see, the screen's under the control sticks. So when you put a lanyard on, the lanyard is right directly in my vision to the screen. It just cuts right across my field of vision to the screen. I think they should have had the sticks. If they would have flip-flopped the sticks to the screen, this would have been a perfect controller. The lanyard wouldn't block anything. That all the buttons would then be up here, so they would have to redesign all the buttons to be around this, which might be why they did it that way, but for me, a lanyard is useless with this one. They include a little suction cup box to block the sun, but it just sort of sticks right over the screen like so. I always forget to use it, so I haven't really tried it out. I've used them on Phantoms. I'm sure it works fine. I just always forget to turn it on and use it, or open it up and use it. Okay, I think I covered all the basics. So ask some questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And like I said, I appreciate you watching, and I'll be doing some more reviews soon. Hopefully these will get a little better every one I do.